This is 35 WSEE News Watch 35 Night Beat.
Police say this limo driver got behind the wheel drunk and endangered the lives of those he was hired to take care of. Good evening, and thanks for joining us on the News Watch 35 Night Beat. I'm Carol Wilson. Police near Jamestown, New York, have a limo driver in custody for allegedly driving drunk on the job. But the driver's arrest may have led to additional legal problems for the owner of the limo service. Kathy Stratiff reports from Chautauqua County.
When Jamestown police approached the limousine driven by 23-year-old James Innes early this morning, they just wanted to know why he was parked in a no-parking zone. But after questioning him, officials say they discovered he was drunk and driving several people.
And he was subsequently arrested for driving while intoxicated.
Police also asked to see Innes's limousine license, but he didn't have one, or any valid driver's license at all.
Further investigation revealed that Mr. Innes has no driver's license in any state in the United States, and that his Canadian driver's license is under suspension.
Innes was arrested at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. Later Saturday afternoon, North Harmony police stopped two other limousine drivers from apparently the same company, Limo USA.
One vehicle does not have any insurance, any registration, and the one vehicle did have switch plates and subsequently being towed.
These two limousines are currently in police custody.
You're going to be unable to drive your vehicle and then call the tow truck.
And the drivers and the company, Limo USA, are both currently under investigation. We tried to reach officials from Limo USA for comment, but we were told they have nothing to say about the current events. Well, Limo USA officials apparently are talking to police. In fact, we're told they filed a report saying that the man, James Innes, who was arrested for drunk driving, stole their limousine. So police say they have many more questions and possibly more charges to be filed. In Chautauqua County, Kathy Stratiff, News 4.
Now Mark Struppick joins us with the Storm Team First Alert forecast to tell us how Monday looks.
Monday looks a little bit better than today, but it's not going to be quite as warm as we thought originally, or at least as Evan thought, because we're getting colder tonight. Now, already in parts of Erie, the city, Jason Brendel from Southeast Erie, he called in with a 20-degree reading. We're going to see temperatures get down to 10 or below in the inland valleys, 24 degrees at the immediate lakeshore. Yeah, that's kind of cold. Some morning fog tomorrow, otherwise sunny to partly cloudy. 34 the high, struggling in western New York, north central Pennsylvania, northeastern Ohio up to 44 degrees. Still, that's not too bad. We only got up to 37 today. We'll get up to about 40 in Erie.
But we saw the sun.
Yeah,
that
we
was
did.
Exciting.
That was wonderful.
All right, thanks, Mark. Some work-release inmates spent part of their evening outside the pre-release center in the Erie County Courthouse tonight. They were ushered out after the smell of smoke apparently filled the 4th and 5th floors. The pre-release center is located on the 5th floor. Erie firefighters spent about 90 minutes on the scene, but they could not find a cause for the odor. Two police officials kept a watchful eye on the inmates who are serving the last part of their sentences. The holidays are a time of fun and festivities, and all too often, too, drunk driving. Newswatch 35's Tricia Rutherford reports tonight on how to protect yourself on the holiday roadways.
Police try to take alleged drunk drivers off the roadway, but they can't always get to them quickly enough, especially all the additional drunk drivers they say are out there during the holidays.
A lot of people go to company Christmas parties or family get-togethers, and they'll drink more than they intend to. And then they'll get behind the wheel of the car and they'll drive home. And unfortunately, a lot of those people don't think they're drunk, but they are.
Now, you may never drink and drive, but once you get behind the wheel of a car, it's your problem. Police say there are many drunken drivers on the roads every night, especially during the holidays. If you see someone driving like they are drunk, police ask you to move away from them. If you have a cell phone, call police. Give them a license plate number and description of the car. Police will try to catch them.
A lot of times it's difficult for us to get there before the person's gone, but there have been a few cases where people have followed a drunk driver and we've intercepted them.
Police say they'll be on extra alert for suspected drunk drivers. State police may even set up DUI checkpoints to help keep the roadways safe. It's a big problem no one would have to worry about if drivers would stop drinking. Tricia Rutherford in Newswatch 35.
And state police do plan to have several DUI checkpoints throughout this holiday season. Holiday shoppers are heading to the malls and the centers, and they're pulling out their wallets. Most North Coast shoppers we talk with admit they're buying more than they did last year. Retailers agree with that assessment. A few of the shoppers said they started saving early in the year, and that is why they can afford more gifts.
Maybe a little bit more, but I was a bit better prepared for it this year. Saved up a little more ahead of time and got ready for it.
And there are only 11 more shopping days until Christmas. The state of Ohio now has control over the state's largest medical malpractice insurer. A judge signed the order today from his home, giving the Department of Insurance authority over Pi Mutual Insurance. They say it's the last step to save the insurer before the state liquidates its assets. Nearly 1,000 students officially became alumni today in 2 commencement ceremonies at area universities. Edinboro University graduated 684 students, awarding master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees at McComb Fieldhouse this afternoon. During the ceremony, Edinboro President Frank Pogue presented 2 honorary doctorates. One went to Paul O'Neill, CEO of Alcoa. The other went to Edinboro alumni Michael Zahorchek. He is a retired education professor at Edinboro. A similar scene on a smaller scale in the Hammermill Center as 201 students collected degrees from Gannon University. It was the annual winter commencement ceremony there. The keynote speaker was Erie attorney and Gannon alumni James Toohey. He told graduates that total success is not just financial success, but also a sense of well-being. A soldier, a Good Samaritan, who had stopped to try and help others in an accident was killed this weekend in Kentucky. An Army spokesman says Private Christopher Oakes was killed when an alleged drunk driver plowed into the accident scene. 19-year-old Oakes reportedly pushed others to safety, but he lost his own life. Also killed one of the victims in the original accident. Police have charged a Kentucky man with murder and also with driving under the influence. A toddler is in the hospital with frostbite, but he is alive after his 13-year-old sister hiked 20 miles across the desert, California, to get help for him and their mother. The girl began her trek Thursday night when the family car ran out of gas on Edwards Air Force Base. First, they all began walking toward the base, but officials say the mother got tired carrying the baby and couldn't go any further. So the 13-year-old, she continued on by herself. The girl was found about 12 hours later carrying a blanket and water. With the help of a helicopter, the girl's mother and baby brother were found. The baby's in serious condition in the hospital with frostbite to his fingers and his toes. The mother and daughter were also treated for hypothermia, but they are doing okay tonight. The nickname didn't hold this weekend in the Sunshine State. There wasn't much sun to be found in central parts of Florida. In fact, a county-wide state of emergency has been declared in Osceola County after several days of rain there. In Tampa, a century-old rainfall record was shattered yesterday with nearly 8 inches of rain in the past 2 weeks. And speaking of a century, parts of Mexico haven't seen snow in more than a century. But all that changed today. A cold front from the North Pole swept into north and west Mexico and brought freezing temperatures and the unusual frozen precipitation. 16 inches of snow in Guadalajara. Authorities say the cold weather and snow, unfortunately, are responsible for 20 deaths.
Sometimes it's good to see snow in other parts of the world, and we're not going to see any snow coming from the sky. We'll actually see a lot of melting snow around here. I'll tell you about it in the Storm Team forecast.
Also still to come, Louis Farrakhan tries to help the peace process in the Mideast. We'll tell you how. And one family in Italy pays a unique tribute to Princess Diana. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching Newswatch 35 Night Beat with Carol Wilson, meteorologist Mark Strefik, and Bill Flanagan with sports.
My favorite fashion comeback and freedom makeovers for your hair next Oprah.
Weekdays on 35 WSEE.
The end is near, and Ford's year-end clearance is going on now. Ford's year-end clearance is low 2.9% financing for 48 months on 98 Taurus, Contour, Mustang, and Escort. Ford's year-end clearance is 2.9% financing for 48 months is $750 cash back on the 98 Ranger. Ford's year-end clearance is 2.9% financing for 48 months on the 98 Windstar, or up to $1,500 cash back. See your Erie Warren Crawford Ford dealer before the year-end clearance is over. Time is running out.
Phil Hawkins helps employees understand their power to make Quality Markets customers happy. The power is in your hands. It's productivity. Every dollar you add to productivity, you can reduce in the cost of goods that you sell to customers. But not only is it an issue of cost, it's an issue of using your own power to make the customer absolutely satisfied and happy every time they come in our store. That's how this company will be run in the future.
The better quality markets with better prices.
All we did was listen.
The special lift you get this season lasts all year long. Happy holidays from Ayton Park.
That was really cool. Whoa, look at that guy. Hey, mister, why'd you do that? See this symbol? That's #1 plastic. You recycle these. Yeah, you from another planet or something?
Make sure recycling's not an alien concept in your neighborhood. Be in with the bin crowd. Recycle #1 plastic.
When seconds count, turn to meteorologist Mark Strepek and the Newswatch 35 Storm Team.
Welcome back, everyone. A gorgeous shot near Gannon University. We've got some trees lit up, Perry Square in the distance, but look at this light up in the sky. The moon, we haven't really seen a lot of that recently. Last night we saw it peek through the clouds a little bit, but tonight, nice full moon. Checking out our temperatures right now, it is clear, hence the moonshine, and not the stuff you drink. 27 degrees, -3 Celsius, humidity 84%, the barometer 30.12 inches and rising. The wind south at 5 miles per hour, giving us a wind chill of 24 degrees. So with a light wind, not much of a wind chill problem. Today, we got up to 37 degrees. Our low is the current temperature of 27 degrees. We'll fall even further through the overnight hours. Some places well inland will get into possibly the single digits overnight tonight. Record 64 in 1901 and 3 in 1914. Now, Erie won't break that record, but some places will be darn close. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:42. Sunset at 4:49. Checking out regional temperatures already. Dunkirk at 20 degrees. Jamestown 21, Bradford 22, sharing that reading with Buffalo and Port Dover. Meadville is 29 degrees, a little bit warmer off to the south and west. We've got that colder air mass in central eastern Pennsylvania and slightly milder air off to our south and west. 30 in Cleveland, 31 in Youngstown and Pittsburgh. Weather watchers reporting a wide variety of temperatures right by the lakeshore. West Springfield, Helen Baranti reports 32 degrees. Jason Brendel, 20 already. In southeast Erie, the Blakeleys in Edinburgh, 28 degrees. They actually had a temperature rise a little bit over the past couple of hours. Deborah Abbott, 21 degrees in McCain, and Union City, John Colessa, 26. Satellite pictures showing clouds breaking up as we headed through the overnight hours. You see the breaks in the clouds in northwestern Pennsylvania. If you squint, all these clouds will be disappearing as we head through the overnight hours. We'll just watch out for some clouds making their way in from the north, and not a big deal. High pressure in control, very cold in New England tonight, but relatively milder air coming in as we go through the next day. Not much to speak of on the radar picture. There's not even a blob to look at, so we'll just go on to the heavy rain in Florida and also that heavy snow that hit parts of Mississippi and Alabama, up to 8 inches of snowfall. And that's certainly unusual this time of year. Usually January or February they may get an inch or two, but 8 inches, that's incredible. Let's look at the Monday morning map. Warm front, that was the cold front that came through, moving up to our north and west, or north and east, so by the time Tuesday rolls around, warm air in the whole area, and we may have temperatures getting close to 50 by Tuesday. Overnight, clear to partly cloudy, cold, 10 degrees inland valleys, 24 degrees at the lakeshore. Because it'll start so cold, we'll have a hard time getting up to 40 or above tomorrow, but we'll have a lot of sunshine, maybe some morning fog to deal with. The 5-day forecast looking good on Tuesday with a 49-degree reading. Wednesday, maybe a shower, the high 45. And still Thursday and Friday, even though it gets a little bit cooler, it's still above normal. So I am looking forward to this week.
And I see some of the sun on this.
Yeah, it's going to be there.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark. Tomorrow is an important day for hunters who didn't get that buck earlier in the month or who want to try and get a second deer. It's the beginning of antlerless deer season, or doe season. It runs for 3 days. Hunters are generally allowed only 1 deer per season unless they get a special doe permit if they are available. And of course, hunters will be hoping for snow, although not really going to get any fresh snow to help them follow the tracks and also to see the movement in the woods. It's as much a part of the holiday season as eggnog and fruitcake. And this weekend, thousands of area residents enjoyed a performance of the Nutcracker Ballet. The Erie Ballet Theater presented the classic at the Warner Theater today. The Lake Erie Ballet offered 2 Nutcracker shows to the public, and more than 4,000 people took advantage of it. This year, the Nutcracker had a different twist. They included some Irish dancing in the ballet. A big conference matchup for the Mercyhurst Lakers. Bill will have highlights a little later in sports. Also to come in news, defense attorneys admit they made a mistake in the Johnny Gamage case after a mistrial was declared yesterday. And we'll visit some recovering koalas in Australia. Stay with us.
The following is a participating advertiser. De Beers, a diamond is forever.
Will she say, I love it? You shouldn't have. It's just what I wanted. Or will she say, nothing at all? The diamond solitaire necklace. This Christmas goes straight for the heart.
A diamond is forever. De Beers.
There's been a 180-degree turnaround in New York these days. A new attitude that's more responsive, more responsible to you, to your company, and to your people, by letting you keep more of your money, by supporting new and expanding business facilities, and by creating thousands of jobs throughout the state.
I can't think of a better place to raise your family or expand your business than New York State. Give us a call and find out more about our business programs.
The children of migrant workers continue to slip through the nation's schools.
This is a place known by many names, but I call it church. We're here because these children have needs. Food and medicine for those who are starving, and books and teachers for those who are starving for knowledge. We have to make sure that people without a prayer have one.
More important than who goes to our church is where our church goes, the United Methodist Church.
Give or receive. Both are great options when you choose gifts this holiday season from Blair Outlet. Get gifts for everyone on your list for under $20. You'll find holiday bedding, throws, Christmas dinnerware, and even treats such as popcorn, candy, and cookies. Men's and women's name brand apparel, including Botany 500 and Woolrich, are also at everyday low prices. So while you're at the Mill Creek Mall, stop at Blair Outlet for Christmas gifts under $20.
Blair, where style and value come together.
It's a hell. I live in fear.
Is an unseen enemy destroying this town and poisoning its residents? Watch Inside Edition.
Weekdays on 35 WSEE. You're watching Newswatch 35, Night Beat.
Defense attorneys in the Johnny Gamage case admit they made a mistake. The attorneys say they should not have allowed a black man to sit on the jury. The trial ended in a mistrial Saturday after jurors were deadlocked 11-1. The one holdout was the black juror. 2 suburban Pittsburgh police officers were on trial a second time for involuntary manslaughter in the death of motorist Johnny Gamage. Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan stopped by the West Bank today. He says he's trying to help break the deadlocked Mideast peace process. That's where we begin tonight's World Watch. This was a part of Farrakhan's marathon, 3-month, 52-nation world tour, a tour that will not include Israel. Israeli officials declined to invite him there unless he retracted remarks the Israelis regarded as anti-Semitic. Russian President Boris Yeltsin says from his hospital bed he hasn't completely recovered from a viral infection, but he is working 4 hours a day and is in complete control of events in the country. Yeltsin cast his ballot from the hospital today in the Moscow City Parliament race. Tributes to Diana, Princess of Wales, continue to manifest themselves in curious ways. In Naples, Italy, a family who has been making statues for 150 years has included Diana in this year's statue collection. They say it's unusual for a foreigner to be included in the collection, but they wanted to honor her memory. Teams of rescuers continue to comb the charred forest in New South Wales area of Australia looking for koalas that survived intense forest fires last week. A tracking system found some koalas survived by going to the ground, something that's never before been documented. And that is tonight's World Watch. Bill Flanagan here to document some sports.
That's right. Plenty of sports, Carol. The NFL season's winding down. Only 1 week remaining after tomorrow night. But the college basketball season's starting to heat up. And Damon Stewart helped lift Mercyhurst this afternoon. We'll explain in a moment.
Many people retiring or changing jobs, the balance in their 401k or profit-sharing plan is their largest financial asset. Hi, I'm Graham Parsons. The proper rollover and investment of a lump sum distribution can have a lasting impact on your future standard of living. In fact, the average retiree derives a third of their income from personal savings and investment plans. To schedule an appointment to discuss your options, including investment strategies and tax guidelines, please call me at 459-7071.
Perhaps no place on Earth is as breathtaking as Alaska. And what better way to experience its beautiful vistas than aboard a Princess Cruise? Stop by AAA Erie County and make your reservations now for a cruise you'll remember forever. Offering you more nights on the ship, more meals, and more attention. Your best value in a Princess Cruise begins at home through AAA.
Around town or around the world, AAA Erie County.
Visit us online at www.ccbs.com.
Gold, the treasure of the ancients, the perfect gift for today. This beautiful 14-karat herringbone chain is 9.4 grams of superbly crafted Italian gold and is selling at the store at the Mill Creek Mall at a 50% discount for only $600. This chain is available today and every day for just $150 at Roxana's Jewelers. A word to the wise. Shop and compare and don't get mauled by high prices. Roxana's Jewelers on the corner of Peach and Cherry.
At just $200, our wool tuxedos cost less than a few rentals, which means why rent when you can own?
The Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
You're getting hungry. Very, very hungry. You must find your way to the Marketplace Grill. Now. Marketplace Grill. Real food. Real affordable.
Good evening. With the playoffs now out of the question, the Bills began the process of evaluating for next season when they hosted Jacksonville today. And the man on the spot appears to be quarterback Todd Collins, who has done nothing to warrant a starting job in the NFL. One guy who has, the Jags' Mark Brunell, who 3 plays in rumbles 15 yards for the touchdown. It was 7-0. Visitors doubled that lead 2 minutes into the second quarter. Natron Means weasels his way into the end zone. Looked like the route was on. As for the aforementioned Collins, he was awful again and eventually pulled from this game. Alex Van Pelt entered and sparked the team. Antoine Smith's 1-yard score on 4th and goal cut the lead to 20-14. Buffalo was then driving with a minute to play until Van Pelt makes a bad decision, throws across the field. That's where he's intercepted by Dion Figures. Here's the final. The future of Todd Collins in Buffalo now in serious doubt after he gets yanked yet again. Good yardage, but not enough carries for rookie running back Antoine Smith. Bills hope to prevent their first season of double-digit losses and get this 11 years when they venture to Green Bay this coming Saturday. Steelers, that's easy for you to say. The Steelers also had a keen eye on today's action as they turned into fans. Pittsburgh could all but clinch a first-round bye, as if Miami was to be upset at Indianapolis. Colts had won just 2 games this season, but you wouldn't know it by their performance today. Where is